carry by Taylor to start the drive. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They run once more with Taylor. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And some room to work. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down, even though he's still in the pocket. He had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who could make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They go play action with Howell. And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back.
And that's caught inside the 30. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And look, you're down 7-0 in the first quarter. You know it's not a time to panic or feel like you've got to get those points back right away. but how about their conviction and taking that chance to throw the ball deep right there, knowing they can hit on plays like this. I'll bet that won't be the last time we see him take a deep shot in this game.
A give for Taylor running right side. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
I do know from experience, when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. 50 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching. And there was another first down run right there.
They'll run here with Taylor. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Now from the 9, here's second and goal. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. Third and goal. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Joey Bosa in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to fourth down. And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, first and 10 at their 25-yard line. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a handoff up the middle. Crawford. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. On is the Chargers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Taking it about the 16. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, first and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. On second down, it's Taylor. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Colts on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Howell throwing on third down here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football and picked up by the Chargers. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Crawford, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. This will be caught just inside the 10. And the Chargers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit.
Touchdown, Chargers! From 6 yards away, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
Makes the score.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point seeding.
Yeah, if you're into the point.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
They'll run on first down. Crawford. And he'll get this one down to about the 17.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Up the middle they go. It's Crawford, and he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chargers continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
For this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
A deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, their first 2 drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately, incomplete.
They'll drop this down to Taylor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down. The play fake, and now here's how to throw it. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Under pressure, they got him again. Joey Bosa. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves,
under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
It's taken to the 26. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work. Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On first down, Crawford. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On second down now, it's Crawford, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
Doesn't take any great analysis on my part. It's been pretty obvious. Last couple of plays, these guys have been going in the wrong direction.
Offensive line overwhelmed on those plays. Now, I think it's safe to say going to the air here on 3rd. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. Thought they were going to force a fourth down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
Now a handoff up the middle. Crawford. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Second quarter action. 2 minutes to go on Divisional Round weekend. Now a 2nd down and 6. They'll try the air now with Herbert. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Herbert able to show his wheels as he gets the first.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one because they took away his arm. But he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw here, Herbert. He finds his man, complete. That's Crawford. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him. He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. Herbert now. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Crawford. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 21. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Herbert on first down now. Touchdown! From 21 yards away. And the Chargers are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And a rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
Looking downfield for Jones. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big play.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Faking the handoff. Howell.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
On 2nd and 10, Powell.
That's caught by Gabriel Davis.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 18. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
From the gun, it's Taylor.
And a loose football. But I believe the Colts were able to fall on this when they were. And so possession will remain with Indy. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Back to throw, Powell.
And that is incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up fourth down here.
And his kick is good. And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. So another good job defensively because they've allowed 3 trips into the red zone, but only the 2 field goals.
Yeah, that's the bend but don't break, isn't it? And they really didn't get broken at all because if you're running off the field having allowed 2 field goals and 3 trips in the red zone, you've actually come out ahead.
Yeah, flipping over to the other side, the offense, they'll hope to cash in for 6 next trip.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Call it a gain of a yard as it brings us to the end of the first half. So it's on to halftime of this AFC Divisional Round matchup. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC Divisional Round. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going.
And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They'll keep it on the ground. Crawford.
And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll run on first down. It's Crawford.
50 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Herbert. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
That time they pick up a 24 yards on the keeper. First down. Up the middle they go. Crawford. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A great effort there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game. And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late. It wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty ring.
Off-play action. It's Howell. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game. But that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
On first down, it's Crawford. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 10 yards there to start the drive and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. A couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
And the Chargers are going to have a first and goal as he's able to take this inside the 10 to the 8.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What, is it 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
And he's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. A great play there. A beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Chargers have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
At their
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Colts are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10. Right at the 30. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that will bring up 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Herbert off of play action. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
They'll run on 1st down. Crawford, and they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 26. A gain there of 21 yards. On 1st and 10, Herbert. Going right side here, and that's complete. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. They'll try the left side. It's Crawford. Calling a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner, 100 yards or more in a game.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
This game just keeps evolving and changing, doesn't it? You got a tight end who can move around a lot. Not necessarily using a big body on him. Sometimes you take a corner, a better cover guy, and put him on him and try and take him out of the game as we've seen in this one.
You're exactly right. They've taken him out of the game. That was just his first catch. Big reason they're losing right now. 23 yards the pickup there. Now, 4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing look just a little bit better.
For the defense, they get to Howell. He'll go down here. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Howell. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And Howell will throw it. And now here's another interception. And the Chargers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. With a disadvantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
There he goes, right side. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down at the 2. So close. 155 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this divisional round matchup. The Chargers will bring out the field goal unit now. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, the only silver lining on the other sideline, CD, is that they kept him out of the end zone, but still, that's another 3 points added on to this large lead.
Yeah, no shortage of scoring or big plays on defense in this one. And even up by 4 possessions, still finding ways to create opportunities and capitalize with points.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but he's got a man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Howell throwing on 1st down here. And my goodness, another interception. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
On 2nd down, it's Crawford.
That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. Oh, Howe loses it. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
They'll throw on first down. Here's Howe.
Open man right side is Ingram. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up second down.
Second down. Howe down.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. Now they face a third down and 4 after that incompletion on second down.
Howe.
Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And he's got some space here.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
It's Howe with another throw.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10.
Howe.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. But we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Another throw for Howe.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Howell. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
This Charger defense continuing to hold the line. Now it's a 3rd and goal situation. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Trying to punch it in with Taylor. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Jonathan Taylor taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Colts are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. So 4th and goal, their head coach gave that offensive line one more chance to punch it in, and this time they were successful.
They certainly paid off the coach's confidence, didn't they? And how about the fact
and it's intercepted at the goal line?
Well, as most teams do in their two-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back and get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's got room. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 41 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
How about that, partner? That's a gutsy run, a physical run, an explosive run, and he's inside the 10-yard line now. I don't know if you hand it to him again on this play, but make the defense think that you will, and maybe you have some options off of it.
So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out what...
That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. Powell with one final shot. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Chargers come up with a late turnover.